Hello and welcome to the interview on France 24. Our guest today is Kayapo Chief Raoni Metuktire. He is leading the fight to protect indigenous peoples of the Amazon. He's the guest of the Climax organization in Bordeaux. Hello, Chief Raoni. Over 20,000 hectares have burned in the Amazon. Are you afraid of losing the entire forest?
Well, the forest is burning a lot, and the agricultural productions are being expanding on our land. From what I see, there is forest only inside our land. This is where we still find some wild animals, which is not the case elsewhere. We don't see animals elsewhere than in our land, which is a pity for nature.
Fighting illegal deforestation seems to be a lost cause in these regions. They're very poor. And I get the impression that sometimes these people just need to use the lands to live.
I agree with what you say. This is why the producers should use the land which is already ready for agriculture. You don't have to fall the trees for that. You have to make use of the land which already exists without taking away more trees.
The assassination of the Waiapi chief in the north of Brazil gave rise to a wave of international outrage. Are the threats on indigenous peoples even worse than they were in the past?
Well, we didn't used to listen to this kind of threats. With the previous authorities, with the former presidents, we had a better relationship. They always suggested good policies to protect the Indians. With Bolsonaro, even before he became a president, he was talking about putting an end to the protection areas for the Indians. He said productions had to go into our land. People listen to the words of Bolsonaro, thinks they can do whatever they want with the Indians, that they can enjoy full impunity. I remember the assassination of the chief of the Waiapis. According to me, it's the ideas of Bolsonaro who led to his death. I wanted to say also that in the former centuries, it is true that white men and Indians were at odds, and we shouldn't make the same errors that in the past.
You met with the French President Emmanuel Macron at the G7 summit in Biarritz. Did you get any concrete support from him?
I met with President Macron during my first trip to Europe. We discussed, I asked for his help, so we could really delineate our land, so that the white men could see precisely the limits of their land, of our land, so they wouldn't enter into our land. This time, during my second meeting with President Macron, he told me that the financial support he had promised was already guaranteed. He also told me that he will send help to control the fires in order to protect the Amazonian forest.
President Jair Bolsonaro, after much prevaricating, finally accepted the $20 million in aid. The UN is setting up an aid plan against deforestation. Will that be enough to save the Amazon forest?
I agree that the whole world is now aware about the importance of the preservation of Amazonia. It would be very good if the United Nations would create a working group to protect Amazonia. We have to do our best to prevent the agricultural production to gain ground on our land. This is my opinion, and it's really lucky that the whole world is becoming aware of the importance of Amazonia.
But do you think that will be enough to save the Amazon? Can the Amazon be saved?
We need the support of everybody. The funds will someday be extinct. Financial aid should be consistent. There is no other way for Amazon. Amazonia is the only solution to guarantee the air we're breathing.
What are you actually asking President Bolsonaro to do?
Bolsonaro shouldn't be president anymore of Brazil because his brain is not made for this position. He says things that even crazy people don't say. He doesn't even recognize my legitimacy as indigenous chief. This is why I do not want him to be president of Brazil.
You are 89 years old. You spent your entire life fighting to protect the Amazon forest. Who will take up the battle after you in the next generation?
I think that in the new generation, there are people who would like to go on with my struggle. Many people, many young people would like to take care of our land. I support them. They have to go on with the struggle the way I did it, so that someday they'll be able to go on living in the future.
Well, concretely, what can indigenous peoples in the tribes and in the forest, what can they do to fight against these invasions? How can they protect the forest?
The young generation is not valuing our heritage. Every day I see some changes in their way of life. They don't pay any respect to our traditions. For instance, most of them cut their hair and change their mindset. It scares me. They take the uses of the white people and they don't see what kind of danger it can be. They'll end up by giving away whatever they have to the white people. They'll end up with nothing. They should really respect our values, to save what is ours, what belongs to us, save our land.
So don't you think it will be difficult to find an heir in the next generations to continue your fight?
I've seen no young man with the same opinions that I have in this struggle to save our land, our people. Many of the young ones are not concerned by that. Some of them are into alcohol. I think this is also occupying all the time. I'd like the young ones to be interested in what I'm doing, so I'll be able to transfer to them all my experience, whatever I have learned to defend our life and our forest. So I don't know yet who is going to step in.
How do you see the future of your land? How do you see the future of the Amazon, generally speaking?
The exploitation of Amazon, the way it's done today, is very dangerous because Amazon might disappear someday. We have to unite to prevent the worst. Any support is welcome. If we carry on this way, Amazon can disappear. This is why we should carry on the struggle.
Thank you very much, Chief Raoni. Thank you for watching, and please stay with us on France 24.